X-Files, and troubled writer Hank Moody on Californication. This month he released his first novel, which tells the story of a young cow named Elsie in a coming-of-age adventure called Holy Cow, a modern-day dairy tale. Please welcome David Duchovny.
Naughty, both of you.
See? It's
Nice
like
move.
50 Shades of David.
Oh,
Handsome.
Welcome.
thank you. Thank you.
So I am curious,
Yeah.
after all this success in the industry, when you were younger, what you wanted to be when you grew up.
Well, this is kind of surprising, but my father asked me when I was about 4 what I wanted to be, and I said a bathtub. And, you know, it seems funny or odd, but I think it makes a lot of sense because it was probably my favorite time.
Yes.
And I figured, well, if I am a bathtub, then it will always be bathtub time for me. So
Actually clever.
I like to think it was a very intelligent answer, and I haven't given up on it.
So, you know, go for your dreams. That's what I always say. And now, I know this to me was really surprising, but I want to see if anybody else agrees that young David Duchovny looks like Jerry O'Connell. Striking resemblance to bathtubs, both of you. Now,
But let me see if I can still make that face. It's like, you know, when you tell a kid to smile and they're not sure what, it's like,
Yeah, it's so awkward, uncomfortable. Now, you became quite the sensation in '93 as Agent Mulder on the X-Files. I mean, you even have your own pop song written about you, which is called David Duchovny, Why Won't You Love Me? And we actually have a clip from that music video, which features the biggest TV stars of the 90s, including someone who is seated at this very table. Let's take a look. And that was, of course, the one and only Jerry O'Connell, that first clip. What was it like to have your own song?
it was tremendous. It came to me just through a friend before any of that stuff happened with the video, obviously. And I used to play it in my car, you know. I had it memorized, and I would sing along with it, but I'd always make sure to put my windows up first, just so nobody would see me sing along to my own song. But how did they get you to do that?
You know, I knew a bunch of the people that worked on your show, and listen, David, honestly, they called me up. You were the nicest guy to everyone, and we all did everything that we could to make that happen. I've known you for years now, and you truly are one of the nicest. All right, enough kissing his butt already.
I'll take some more if you want to have.
Listen, there is a rumor that X-Files is coming back. Please tell us. Give us the exclusive.
Well, it looks good. That's all I say. It looks good. It looks very good.
Yeah.
I can't say for sure, but, you know, it looks better than it did 2 weeks ago.
all right.
Oh, deals are closing.
Okay, but also later this year, you'll be returning to prime time in the new police drama, Aquarius.
Yeah.
What is that about?
Well, it takes place in the late 60s in Los Angeles, and I play a homicide detective whose love of my life is now married to another man and has a 14-year-old kid who has disappeared into a kind of a cult run by this dude named Charles Manson. And this is before the murders. She asked me off the books to go get her daughter back, and I get involved with this guy, and I see what he's up to, and I have a chance at some point to stop what's going on, and obviously I don't, because it happened. And it's about America at that time of our history, which is very interesting in terms of, you know, flower power and then the Reagan years. So it's a very interesting time of our history, and I think a really cool show.
David, you'll soon be releasing your first CD.
Yeah.
Tell me everything. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, me too. It's being mixed right now, right at this moment. And I don't know, I never really played music until pretty recently.
Yeah.
I found myself with a lot of time on my hands, and I taught myself how to play guitar.
And you're singing?
I am singing, and that's a surprise to anybody that knows me. In fact, you probably would have bet, you know, if you had to bet on whether I was going to be a bathtub or a singer. you probably...
Much more with David Duchovny when we come right back.
With the multi-talented David Duchovny. Now, I want to know everything about your new novel, and it's about an adventurous cow.
Yeah.
Now, what inspired this?
I like that you say new novel. It's my first, but when you say new, it makes it sound like I got a bunch of them. So I like that. You can call it my new novel. I was living in LA. This is like 10 years ago. I had this idea. I was living in LA and I was driving, as you do. That's all you do. And you sit in my car, and I had the thought just kind of come into my head: if I were a cow. That's how it started. And then I drove for like 5 more minutes, just with that, like if I were a cow.
Where would I
5
go?
minutes later, I'd probably try to get to India.
Right.
Yeah, it's safe.
That's kind of the germ. That's the germ of the journey in the book. And then I thought, well, you know, a cow's not enough. There should be other animals. Well, where would you go to be safe if you were any kind of animal? Well, a pig might go to Israel if they're cooked.
Right. That's right. That's ingenious.
So I thought a pig would probably convert to Judaism and try to go to Israel. And then I thought about, you know, shrimp and clams are also trafe.
They're safe in Israel.
Yeah, they would be safe, but who cares about shrimps and clams? I can't really have a lot of sympathy for a shrimp.
They would be safe at my house.
And then I thought, well, a turkey might think that Turkey was named after him, and therefore, you know, they're going to love me. It's my country. I'll go there. So those are our 3 heroes. And they go off on their journey, you know, to leave kind of the slaughterhouse to look to be worshipped, and they find that somewhere in the middle is where life is.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Now, you also recorded the audio book, The Holy Cow, and you do all the animal impressions. So, you have 2 kids, Wes and Miller. Do they have a favorite of the ones that you do?
No, not of these. The cow, I don't really do, like, I don't really do the cow, I don't really do a pig, and I don't really do a turkey. So I didn't really do any of those, but I do it at...
But that being said...
It's a lousy audiobook, let me just say that.
It says you
it's
do all
pretty
that.
But I have, they have grown up with me doing a goat sound, which is what I do to that. Would you like...
hear it?
Would you like to... There are a few different stages of it. One is just the sound, and then there's when you speak in it. So there's also, the sound is just like,
Yes.
right? And then there's, you start speaking and like, around.
You know it's the year of the goat.
It started happening in high school back in New York when people would say what we thought were stupid things, which in high school you think everything is stupid. Like, oh, it's raining outside. You go, sounds a little like Georgie Jessel, but it is a goat. That's my goat. Well, you like
I just
that?
love that she said Georgie Jessel. Nobody knows who that is. Thank you. Thank you. We'll talk about it in my dressing room later.
Now, Holy Cow, which is great, very George Orwellian. Adults, kids can all enjoy it. You are doing book signings.
Yes, yeah.
And do a lot of people bring, I mean, look at this crowd. We have a photo of it.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, are they all bringing X-Files paraphernalia with them for you to sign? Are they, I mean, do you have to keep it strictly, I'll only sign books?
I say that because I want it to be about the book, but, you know, people will bring odd things. Once I had a woman ask me to sign her arm, because she already had a photograph of me tattooed on her arm, so she wanted it to look like a autographed photograph on her arm.
Did you do it?
Sure, I did it. I mean, you know, she had a damn picture of me on her arm. You would do that.
So, David, what's the oddest request you've ever gotten from a fan?
I was in Vegas talking about a movie that I did, and just for one of those one-day things, and I was backstage ready to go home, and this couple came walking down this deserted hallway, and the guy called me over and he said, will you ask my girlfriend to marry me? And I said, I just heard it wrong. I thought, I'm not going to ask her to marry me. No, I'm not. Why would I ask your girlfriend to marry me? I'm not going to do that. Oh, you want me to ask her to marry you? You want me to ask her to marry you?
So did you?
I did, yeah. I was over, I was like, would you marry him? And she said yes? She said yes. She said yes. She said she would marry me. No, she said she'd marry him, and then they invited me to their wedding.
Did you go?
I didn't go.
David Duchovny, everybody. David's novel, Holy Cow, is in stores now, and everyone in today's studio